Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing the August 18th to the 24th reading for the sign of Scorpio. All right, gonna get right into it, Scorpio, my lovely Scorpios. Powerful water sign, absolutely a sign I adore. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. All right, Scorpio. Retreat, something that you guys definitely enjoy doing at times. And reconciliation. Wow, someone from your past is returning to your life. All right. So we won't know exactly what that means until we go ahead and pull out your other cards. But for now, let's go ahead and pull out your animal spirits. This could be the animal spirits that you're walking with this week, or that are resonating with the individuals you're going to be interacting with this week. All right. So let's just get a little bit of insight on that. Now, you may resonate with some of these angel messages, or all of them, or none of them. All right. Just enjoy taking what resonates, and whatever doesn't resonate, just toss it. All right, Scorpio, we have the bee, air energy. All right, the bee pops up so much, you know. It's just one of these regular players, you know. I want to say, you know, the bee is always around. The frog, also another very regular player. Water energy. And the lamb. Wow. All right, lamb is earth energy. Interesting. So let's just review the animal spirits before we get into getting your various forecasts for the week out with the Rider-Waite deck. The bee. All right, the bee is the great diplomat, the great negotiator. The bee is the one who, in the social circle, everyone's happy to be around the bee. Everyone loves the bee's energy. It's air energy. Alchemical symbol for air at the top of the card. The bee is a believer in democracy, socialism, you know, working as part of the colony, right? Because bees live in colonies, right? Everyone works together in a colony, in a bee colony. Every bee has its job. Every bee knows its purpose, and works towards a common goal. And so the bee energy is the person in the social group that brings people together, that helps people to kind of get over their issues, right? It's very industrious, hard-working animal spirit. Then we have the frog, beautiful energy. The frog is one of those cards similar to the beaver in terms of animal spirit, because it is a water element animal. However, it's an earthy animal. It doesn't actually live in the water, but it's always near the water. It always brings with it the water. Some people call this the great rainmaker. But what the frog brings with it is cleansing and healing. You know, wherever there's constant flow of water, we talk about purification. We talk about cleansing. The frog individual is the person who helps others. He helps others get through their issues, get through their spiritual dark days, helps others to bring healing, but a specific kind of healing, a purification, okay, in healing. You know, there are a lot of animal spirits that bring with it healing, but the frog brings purification with all of that water. You know, cleansing the darkness out, the negativity. The one thing, though, with frog energy individuals, they can often become very tired, okay, and dried out in a way, you know, because they work so tirelessly for everyone else that oftentimes frog energy individuals will need to take time to retreat. Exactly, to retreat and to gather their strength. Then we have this beautiful lamb energy. Now, this is earth energy. The lamb comes in where we need to be quiet and still, because there's a very important message coming in, okay? Lamb animal spirit reminds us that in stillness and in peace, when we still our minds, when we still our hearts, and when we find a certain amount of peace within us, we open ourselves like a conduit to messages, right? The The Lamb energy comes into our lives when there's a very important message that we need to hear, a spiritual message. Sometimes you may be at the cusp of an epiphany, right? But important with the Lamb is that stillness, that you just simply won't be able to hear what you need to hear until you still yourself. Could be very much, if you're going through a period where you're feeling extremely anxious, or you're feeling like you should be doing something, or you should know something that you don't quite know. You ever try to catch a thought, or an idea in your head? And I always say it's like right on the edge of my memory, right? It's right there. I almost have it. When you try to wrap your head around a concept, right? An understanding, right? Sometimes it can feel as if it's just out of your grasp, Lamb energy comes in at times like that and reminds us that if we just still ourselves, if we calm ourselves, if we slow down, then we will reach that message, or we will receive that message coming in. All right. So you may resonate with some, all or none of these, like I said. And let's get into your spread, Scorpio. See what it's hitting for. We're going to pull out about 7 or 8 3-card spreads to see what the various forecasts for the week are for our lovely Scorpios. Let's make sure we're right side up. All right. Page of Swords, Empress, King of Cups. All right. Let's move this up a little. All right, so we have Page of Swords, Empress, and King of Cups for the first spread. So this week, some of you are certainly going to have a conversation, all right? You're going to have a conversation with your loved one. This could be a reconciliation, okay? Because Empress and King of Cups certainly can indicate a love connection, okay, between you and your person. Scorpio, you may be presenting with Empress energy, but I think in this particular situation, Scorpio, you're probably presenting with King of Cups, and you are interested or in love with or reconciling with someone who's kind of embodying that Empress energy. This person's very attractive to you. They're very nurturing to you. They are they are simply your divine feminine or your divine masculine partner. The King of Cups knows what he wants, okay? The King of Cups is not flighty like the Knight of Cups. The King of Cups knows exactly what he wants, who he wants, and once he's settled on that, he will absolutely go after that person. So in this way, it's very much Scorpionic energy. But this week, you and your person have fresh conversations, new conversations, Page of Swords. Conversations perhaps about issues that you haven't spoken about before. Okay, like I say, this could very much be a reconciliation. Okay, because Page of Swords indicates, sometimes can indicate having a conversation about something that you haven't discussed before, looking at something from a point of view that you haven't seen before. Okay, so in this way, we talk certainly about a kind of purification as well, because with Swords energy, honesty comes. Right, communication, hopefully honest communication, right? How else will you reconcile? Okay. Now, it could be that either you or your partner needs to also embody Lamb energy or is embodying Lamb energy this week, in the sense that they're willing to listen. Could be that before they haven't been willing to listen and now they are. And so everything seems to be ripe for reconciliation in this scenario. We have 9 of Swords, 6 of Wands, Judgment. So some of you have really been having a lot of anxiety lately, okay? It could be anxiety about a relationship or anxiety about work. But whatever it is, you're worried. You're concerned that what happened before is going to happen again. 9 of Swords talks about that kind of misery that we impose on ourselves out of worry. Doesn't have any basis in fact. There may not be any real reason for you to worry. Nevertheless, you worry. You worry because the last time you were in this situation, maybe it didn't go so well, right? The last time you went after someone you loved, maybe it didn't work out. Or the last time you made these kind of moves that you want to make now, now, perhaps things didn't work out in your favor. And so you're worried, you're anxious. But remember with Nine of Swords, again, that this is simply anxiety. And oftentimes the things that we worry about or that keep us up in the night, in the middle of the night, like the card indicates, are simply that. They're worries, okay? And they don't have any basis in fact or reality. And there's nothing to indicate that this scenario will go the way the past scenarios have gone. And in fact, on the heels of all of this kind of anxiety that you've been feeling most recently, this week you get a victory. All right, something comes in, something happens, there's something, and everybody sees it as well, okay? So this is a noticeable victory. This is I want to say a victory that sort of like, you see the horse even is watching, right? So your social circle sees this, right? It's public. It's a victory that everyone can see, including you, and that everyone really has to acknowledge, okay? This could be if you're in a relationship and you now are taking the relationship out and letting people know that you're with someone, or if you have perhaps a victory at work. It could be that there is something that you were trying to manifest at work and perhaps obstacles were in your way, or individuals were kind of, naysayers. You had a lot of naysayers who didn't believe you would accomplish it. So this week you'd make this accomplishment. You have this victory, and everybody around who doubted you sees it, okay? And as a result of that, you get a judgment. You go through a period of what the judgment card talks about, which is releasing really judgment for yourself, okay? I think you kind of wake up. Scorpio, you wake up this week to some ideas you had about yourself that no longer hold true. Okay, and I think that in this way there is a cleansing that happens, okay? There's a purification that happens for you this week, a cleansing of kind of leftover negative ideas you may have had about yourself, or about relationships that you are involved in, right? And so it's very much like that frog energy, I want to say, in that you kind of like, and free yourself, right? The card of freeing yourself is very, very applicable here, because it's kind of like you free yourself from notions and ideas that no longer serve your purpose and that no longer apply to you, and you really take a step up in your evolution. You leave this Nine of Swords firmly behind. You may come into the week with the Nine of Swords, but you end the week with a great sense of pride, self-esteem, self-confidence, and a lightness, a release. It's almost like you're beginning a whole new you. Ace of Cups, ooh, 10 of Cups, and 2 of Swords. Wow. Okay, for some of you, you have most recently fallen head over heels in love. Ace of Cups is certainly an important love that comes in, and you have a 10 of Cups. So this week, you've fallen in love, and you've gone from falling in love to absolutely wanting to lock this down. This could be a love at first sight scenario. This could be one of these scenarios where you meet somebody, you fall in love, you get married within 3 months. This is a whirlwind kind of romance. This has very much hit you. Very, very hard. It's hit you so hard that this week you start to wonder about juggling. You start to juggle. You're wondering about two sides of your life now. You absolutely want to make room for this person in your life, but you have a life, right? And you simply can't let go of either of them. You don't know how to move forward. You know that you've been struck by an enormous amount of love and an enormous amount of desire for commitment with this person, but you don't also want to give up the life that you have now. Remember this, with the 2 of Swords, it's not a choice, it's a balance. You can have them both. You just need to find the right balance. And I think this week you wake up to that. King of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, and Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so some of you are doing very well in business right now. You've reached a certain level of abundance, but in comes a new idea or project. Could be a person who wants to work with you on a new idea or project, and this week is the perfect opportunity to take it up, okay? The Wheel of Fortune is turning, which means that everything is aligning itself in your favor, Scorpio, okay? So for those of you who have already been doing quite well, but maybe you've been a little bit bored, I want to say the King of Pentacles has got a great status. Great reputation, notoriety, a master at his field. Usually, you know, having attained a nice level of abundance, right? But you can be quite, I want to say, stuck sometimes in your ways. It may be that you're bored. You've achieved a lot of things. You've reached this status or this pinnacle in a way. But now this week comes in some new ambition, some new inspiration and excitement with this Knight of Wands. Like I said, it could be an opportunity or a person. I believe it's a person who comes into your life and they give you this idea of, wow, okay, we can start this. You want to do this project? And let me tell you, if it's something that speaks to your heart, that speaks to your passion, Scorpio, when this person comes in with this idea or this discussion to work with you on this particular idea, trust me when I tell you, everything is aligned in your favor, and this is a great opportunity for you to start something new. Six of Cups, Knight of Cups, and Hermit. Wow, what's going on? There's a lot of love going on with you this week, Scorpio. Six of Cups. So some of you have absolutely met the person that you believe is your soulmate. Someone that you have a lot of really beautiful memories with. You've already established a certain amount of rapport and history with this person. Could very well be that this is a long-time friendship, Scorpio. This could be somebody that you've known since you were a kid. Okay, this could be someone that you've known for many, many years. All right, but this week, you want them, and you want to come forward to them, and you want to offer them a cup of love. You are that knight. But remember, the knight can be a little bit non-committal and flighty. Okay, the knight is still kind of trying to figure out his feelings oftentimes, and so that's what accounts for his kind of flightiness, you know. You know, you can see even with the horse. If you notice the knights, if you look at their horses, each of the knights of this suit, the horse can really indicate what kind of momentum you're dealing with. And with the Knight of Cups, the horse kind of prances in, doesn't he? He prances in and he prances out, right? He doesn't ride in or rush in like we see with a Knight of Wands or a Knight of Swords. Okay, so it could be, now this could be vice versa. Somebody could be coming in for you, Scorpio, as well, right? But whatever the case is you certainly do feel a little, interestingly enough, you feel a little bit of hermit energy then, right? It could be that the person you're going towards, you feel like they're a little bit closed off from you or isolated. You're moving towards them, but they're kind of in a retreat mode, or maybe you're picking up the fact that they are on a spiritual path. And I think that maybe you're just wondering if there is room in their lives for you. Okay, you know, you can see the knight going towards the hermit, right? But you absolutely want this kind of connection, right? It's a soulmate connection. Okay, so you know, if you feel, you know, you should still pursue it, move towards the individual, because I'm being hesitant here because I'm not necessarily sure that your person is actually in hermit mode, or if that's how you're perceiving them. It could just be how you see them from the outside in, and it could be giving you a little hesitation, because the Knight of Cups can hesitate at times, okay? But follow your heart. You know, things are not always as they appear. The Moon, Queen of Pentacles, and Hanged Man. All right, so some of you have really been in your feelings, okay? You have really been searching your feelings, trying to understand your feelings. They've been a little bit confusing to you, I think. You really haven't been sure. You may have even been feeling mixed feelings within yourself about a particular situation, right? Some of you are dealing with the Queen of Pentacles, okay? You're dealing with somebody who is very independent. This person has come from nothing, probably. They may have built themselves up from the ground up. Remember, the Queen of Pentacles comes from a very barren wasteland, and everything that she has around her, she has worked for through her own blood, sweat, and tears. She hasn't inherited it or been given any kind of privilege, okay? So she understands the nature of putting work in, putting determination in. Well, Scorpio, I believe that this is the person that you're dealing with in your life, okay? And right now, this week, I think you're feeling like it's time to move. You've been very stuck. for quite some time. Some of you who are resonating with this Hanged Man energy, it's like being stuck in a rut. You've been stuck in a rut for quite some time. But remember, the Hanged Man comes out once realization has begun. Okay, so that means that you were stuck, but you've started to realize that it's time to move away from your very comfortable position. A lot of people, and when I say stuck, let me clarify that, because a lot of people interpret the Hanged Man as being stuck in a way against his will almost. The Hanged Man is not stuck against his will. The Hanged Man is very comfortable where he's at. He just chooses not to move out of that environment because he hasn't seen anything worth moving for yet. Okay, this is the Hanged Man energy is, you know, these are the people that have all the potential in the world, but don't act on it because they simply don't feel like it's worth it. Okay, they're very happy being, you know, doing little. They've gotten used to kind of, I want to say they've gotten used to settling for less. They're kind of comfortable in that. Now, this is not a slight at all, okay? This is just to say that sometimes, you know, you choose comfort over, you know, jumping through hoops and jumping, you know, making all of these moves for people if there's nothing to inspire you. I can't blame the Hanged Man oftentimes for staying where he's at if he doesn't have anything to inspire him. Okay, but something has inspired you and has woken you up, and you now realize that you want to move out of where you have been in terms of your kind of status quo that you've accepted, and you know, something has happened, something has stirred your feelings. I believe this Queen of Pentacles that you're dealing with has stirred your feelings to a degree that now you feel like you want to be a better you. You want to be the most you that you can be. Okay, you want to certainly move out of where you have been at and move forward. And a lot of this is because you have been searching your feelings, and you have been very much embodying this moon energy. Okay, and you have to start. You're kind of compelled to see this through, Scorpio, because of all of the very heavy but conflicting feelings you have. Lovers, Queen of Swords, and Page of Wands. This is going to be the last spread. And again, we have Lovers up. All right. So again, another divine kind of connection. Some of you have met somebody that you feel absolutely harmonious with. You feel like they are your equal. They are the ones you have been kind of searching for. Your connection with them is absolutely equal in respect and love and the desire for harmony, right? This is when you meet somebody who desires a harmonious relationship. This is not a toxicity relationship. This is a relationship with somebody who's like-minded and who wants what you want, right? But this week we have a Queen of Swords action going on. So this indicates that there is still a need to talk, right? A need to be honest about our feelings, right? Our desires, right? The Queen of Swords requires it. She doesn't hide behind a mask, and so she requires that those who come before her also do not hide behind any mask, and that they reveal themselves for good or bad, okay? And it's so some of you may be struggling with this. It may be that some of you Scorpios, again, you've met somebody, and a lot of these spreads are talking about having met kind of a soulmate connection. You've met someone, and I think that there may be a little bit of hesitation or a little bit of anxiety that if they see the real you, they may not want you, they may not love you, etc. They may not accept you. The Queen of Swords will tells you that the one thing that is required is that you are completely honest and transparent in who you are. So try to like get over those kind of unnecessary worries in a way, because this divine connection is a divine connection. And so the more that you reveal yourself, only the deeper the connection can go. All right. And once this conversation happens, this kind of honesty, this kind of laying the cards, as it were, laying your cards on the table, we have a Page of Wands. And Page of Wands wants to start something new, right? The Page of Wands is bringing in the idea of something new. This could be a relationship. This could be a project. This could be, but whatever it is something that ignites your passions, right? And it could be very well that after you have this conversation with this individual or this this meeting of the minds or the sharing of your feelings that you both are kind of like on the same page with the same goal of now moving towards the future in a very new and fresh way. Okay, in a very alchemical way, right? You guys are almost two different, alchemicals. We're almost dealing with like fire and water in a sense, and then, you kind of lay yourself bare in front of each other through that Queen of Swords energy, and you come together as a unit, and you come together and create something really beautiful and new. And Page of Wands kind of indicates the desire to start that on both sides. Okay. All right, guys, this is your reading, Scorpio, for August 18th to 24th. Excuse me. These are, I want to say for a lot of you Scorpios, this week is all about communication, revealing your feelings, sharing your feelings, and locking down that divine connection, that divine feminine, divine masculine connection that you have with someone in your life. This is certainly a week for bringing in your soulmate and committing to your soulmate. All right, guys, I hope this resonated with you. If it did, please like, subscribe, and share. Do all of that good stuff. Hit the bell. All of that stuff helps my channel to grow. But for right now, Scorpio, you know how much I love you. I'll see you next week.